Hello friends, happy Friday. So I'm having some thoughts this morning and I just wanted to come on and share openly with you. I have Emmy here with me, so if you hear little baby noises in the background, there's always a kid around me when I have three of them, right? So what I wanted to chat about today was how we are in such an interesting time right now. Right now, we are in this period to where people are learning how to slow down in order to speed up. People are being called into more contentment, and people are really coming out of cycles of realizing they've been so burnt out and so heavily focused on their businesses that they've sacrificed themselves and kind of feeling the result of that. I've had so many conversations with people who are almost giving up on the growth of their business because they just don't even have the capacity to focus on growth at this point. And so I wanted to share some things with you that will hopefully help you regardless of where you are in your business. If you're in more of the building stage, if you're in more of the growing stage, or if you're in the place of, really trying to figure out how to sustain the growth that you have, while also kind of being able to pull back and find your contentment and find your fulfillment. The first thing that I think is really important for us to be honest about is that there is so much about growth that is glamorized, right? So, even me being a mentor for women, I have committed myself to personal growth. I have committed, with having my business, to always wanting to elevate the experience of my life and of the experience that I provide my clients as well. And so any direction that you look, regardless of the industry, there is so much glamorizing around growth, around being able to continually grow and develop and elevate and expand and learn new things about yourself. In personal development, hello, thank you for joining. In personal development and business development, it is this commitment to growth that so many of us take. And as a business owner, when you step into your role of running a business, you also step into a leadership role. And when you step into a leadership role, you are committing to growth, not just of the business, but also personal growth. And so there's a couple pieces that I want to kind of break open and get you to really think about and become aware of as you proceed in your business and your life. And the first piece of that is recognizing that growth is beautiful, but we need to redefine actually what growth is. For most of us, growth and success, we are defining as this linear upward trajectory. And so with that, what happens is we dehumanize the human experience that really is life and business, and everything else comes in waves. And if we don't learn how to ride the waves, then what we are up against is we are constantly in a state of resistance. So we are constantly fighting what is the reality. And so whether that is in the business, whether that is in your life, your relationships, everything is in waves. Everything has high points and low points. And so one of the best things that you can learn to do as a human, and especially as a business owner, is figure out not how to resist those waves, not how to forcefully try to change the trajectory of reality, but instead, how can we ride the waves? Instead of trying to force growth during a period of rest, how can we sink deeper into the rest? And so that's the first point that I want to make here, is paying attention to, do you as a business owner, as a leader, as a human, do you know how to actively ride the waves? Do you know how to continue on the trajectory that is life, that is the ups and downs? Or are you finding yourself in the resistance to where you feel like you're constantly forcing things, where you're acting with urgency, where you're creating problems within your life and within your business just so you can solve them? Or can you learn how to actually ride the waves? So that's the first thing that I want to just bring to the forefront for you to think about is, when you look at the past few months and when you look at how you feel right now, like, are you actively resisting, or are you learning to find contentment with what is? So because there is so much glamorizing around growth and expansion, because our brains think of growth and expansion and success as that upward trajectory, what you have to do here is you have to rewrite what success means. You have to rewrite what this actually looks like so that it matches the actual human experience. So what this looks like is that instead of expecting that your business or your life or everything is going to just constantly get better, this upward trajectory, you start to expect highs and lows. And in business, structure-wise, strategy-wise, you plan for this, right? So there is periods to where there's going to be a pullback, there's going to be a period of rest. And that is a reflection of the human experience. So many business owners are now, because we have not been focused on the reality that growth is up and down, but instead we have been so focused on the business and growth of the business, and growth meaning a linear pace upwards. Now people have been in force mode. People have abandoned their values. People have rejected the reality of the lives that they're living. And with that, now we're seeing a lot of people on the other side who are burnt out, who are questioning if they're even doing the right things, if they're even running the business that they want to live, if they're actually living what they are meant for. And that is because there has been force instead of learning how to ride the waves. So learning how to ride the waves of business, learning how to ride the waves and make sure that your business is modeled to reflect the actual human experience is one of the most powerful things that you can do for true success and sustainability, okay? Because again, now we're at the point where there are so many business owners who are on the opposite side of this, who are like, do I quit? Do I go get another job? Do I pivot? What do I do? I'm freaking out. And instead of being in that place, what is really being urged is this a stage where I can pull back? What if we rewrite growth? What if we rewrite success so that it includes rest, peace, recovery, contentment? And this is the difference in the way that I've always taught all of my clients, because when you come in to my coaching, it is never just a linear growth period that we are like, okay, we're going to go and we're going to go and we're going to go. It is, we're going to go and then we're going to rest, and we're going to go and then we're going to rest, and then we're going to go and then we're going to rest. And that is based upon your energy and your capacity. And this is how I've always done something so different, because what is attractive for the brain and for people that are running businesses is to look and say, oh my gosh, I want to go up and I want to go up and I want to go up and I want to go up. But you cannot go up if you don't stop and rest. Think of it like interval training, right? You cannot sprint. You cannot give 100% if you do not pull back, right? If you have a really shitty night of sleep, the next day you aren't able to give your best effort at anything. Business is the same, because business is reflective of the human experience, right? And so this is something that has to be prioritized. This is something that is prioritized if you are a client of mine, because I value you as the CEO first. I value you as a human first. And because we do that, you build your business differently. You build your business to where it feels better, to where your fulfillment is prioritized, and to where you can actually sustain long term. So this is what I really wanted to bring forward to your attention, because I know that there are so many of you who are kind of on the other side, who you've been pushing and pushing and pushing, and you've been scaling and you've been growing, and maybe on the external you have created success monetarily, but maybe internally you have completely sacrificed yourself, your physical health, or your mental health. And now you're like, oh wow, okay, so I have all the things externally that are supposed to make me feel successful. Why do I not feel good? Or why do I feel like shit? Why have I created something that I thought was going to be the thing that made me fulfilled, and it has done the opposite? And it is because it has been built with the idea of success and growth being that linear trajectory upwards versus being more in intervals. So this is what happens inside my coaching, is you are able to learn how to run these intervals. You learn how to sprint, and you also get really, really comfortable with peace. You get comfortable with stillness. You learn that true growth comes when you can sustain, right? Some of the most successful companies and CEOs that still have work-life balance and fulfillment are the ones not that went straight up and started generating 7, 8, multiple 7 figures, whatever it is. It's the ones that they prioritize themselves from the beginning. They prioritize their values and the mission of the business, and were unwilling to sacrifice themselves or come out of alignment. And this is where we are finally getting to the point to where I have been screaming from the rooftops for what feels like years that we have to prioritize our own joy, our own excitement, our own fulfillment, our health, mental and physical. This is part of growing your business. It always has been, it always will be. And this is why so many business owners now are coming out of almost what feels like a fog, because we have been so like laser focused on growth, and growth meaning that trajectory up, that other things have been abandoned. Whether that's relationships, time for yourself, again, commitment to your physical and mental health. But these things are the actual priority in order to create something that not only appears as successful, but actually is successful. And this is where you also get to rewrite what that means to you. For some people, success feels like working 50 hours a week and not spending that much time with your children. That doesn't feel successful to me. And so you're able to rewrite this and pick what it means to you. But the key is that you're not picking somebody else's. You're not picking somebody else's trajectory and choosing that as your own, because yours is individual. And this is why when you're choosing a coach or you're choosing a mentor to help you with growth, that you have realistic expectations about what real growth is, and also that you choose someone that is going to honor you as the human first, that is going to call you forward into not just the potential for the growth of the business, but also for the potential of the growth of you. So you might have heard before that when you self-select into entrepreneurship or running your business, you are also self-selecting into a personal development journey. And that is the truth. But the idea of business growth has been serving as a distraction from your personal development journey. And really what needs to happen is they need to run parallel. And when they run parallel, what happens is you actually get to feel fulfillment as your business is growing. And what happens is as the waves are coming, the waves of down periods and then the highs of up periods, you're able to sustain your power because you know and you have prepared yourself mentally, physically, structurally within the business to be able to sustain through these periods. So this is something that hasn't been prioritized. What has been at the forefront for so many years at this point has been growth and bigger and more. And these are things that I even use in my own marketing. And I even say to all of my clients, yes, let's develop to your full potential. Let's go bigger. Let's do more. But with that, let's also learn how to rest. Let's also learn how to honor yourself. Let's also learn how to advocate and understand your values and what your fulfillment is. And let's prioritize that so that you can get the bigger and the more and everything that's actually meant for you. So these were just some thoughts that I was having today, and I'm so glad to be able to share them with you. Emmy is completely over this conversation, but it's very, very important for you to know as a business owner, as a leader, that you can have growth of the business while also honoring yourself. You don't need to be so laser focused on generating more revenue and sacrificing yourself and your mental and your physical health in the process. What is true, what is real is that you get to redefine what success means to you. You get to view and we get to change the reality of what growth is. Because even when you feel like you're going backwards, what is happening there is still growth. There is something there that is meant for you that you haven't yet seen. There is some lesson there for you. And I think about it like a slingshot. So we pull back so that we can catapult forward. And if you aren't building your business with this in mind, if you aren't following your path of growth with this in mind, with knowing that there will be periods to where you feel like you're going backwards, it's going to shock you. It's going to feel like your CNS is breaking every single time. And you're going to feel like you're going to doubt yourself. You're going to question yourself. You're going to feel like you do something wrong. Versus if you build this with knowing, if you build your business and build your life knowing that there will be periods to where things feel hard, things feel difficult, to where you feel like you're experiencing that contraction, you're being pulled back into what once was, even though you've developed something new. If you already expect that there will be times that comes, you are prepared. And then when you get there, it doesn't shake you. It doesn't remove you from your power. And that is my goal with clients and with anyone coming into any room with me. It is for me to always let you know that you have a bigger potential, and that in order to reach that bigger potential, in order to live the true purpose that you have, what is required for that is for you to have full access to your power. And in order for you to stay in your power, you have to learn how to ride the waves of the human experience and replicate that in your business so that you are not having such high highs and low lows, but instead experiencing neutrality, which is beautiful, which is where contentment and more live in the same room, which is where you know the trajectory of where you're headed and that growth is coming and always on its way to you, but you are so fulfilled with your right now. And all of this is what is being built inside my private containers and inside my masterminds with my clients. So if you are a business owner or a leader and you are looking for continued growth, but you're tired of feeling like it's so up and down, you're tired of feeling like you have to abandon yourself or your own fulfillment for growth, if you want to prioritize your mental and your physical health and also be able to be a better leader and be able to communicate better, be able to feel fully whole and have joy and excitement in your life, then please, let's have a conversation. Let's see, does it feel better to work privately with me? Does it feel better to work in one of my masterminds to where you have me and a group of sisters that are alongside of you? But really what I want you to take away from this is just that growth is up and down, that growth is inevitable for you and for the business. But we have to learn how to glamorize rest periods. We have to learn how to be okay with being still and being content. And when we do this, when we learn how to be in those low periods and not let it say anything about who we are or what our offers are or our leadership, then this is true power. So if there's anything that I have mastered, it is the duality of holding multiple emotions in the same room. It is being able to call you forward into your power and teach you how to hold your power regardless of what's happening externally. And so we can definitely have a conversation about what that would look like, how it would, propel your business forward while also being able to add enjoyment and fulfillment to your life. So I hope you guys have a beautiful Friday. Thank you for spending some time with me today. And if you have any questions, my DMs are always open to you for just conversation or questions or whatever you need. So enjoy your Friday, and I'll talk to you guys soon. You say bye? You say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye.